parents have sent their kids to school, and a lot of these kids they begin to change their ideas when they get into school. You know what I'm saying? A lot of parents they dream that one day my kid will be a pilot, a nurse, or doctor, or maybe an accountant. You know what I'm saying? But now we have seen that a lot of changes has been happening. There's been a lot of fight between our parents and children. And today I've got a parent, I've got a special guest in the house. This lady has allowed two kids to be involved with the act. I don't know what's really safe here, but it's been a big conversation in our African setup in our homes that why would I send the kids to school and they become a rapper or they become a dancer or they become someone else? Yeah, so would love our guest to be able to answer these questions today. Many of the challenges that we are facing in our society today. Allow me to introduce Princess Mercy in the house. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Welcome to Streetlight.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I just want to ask you my first question. How did you take it as a parent, in our society today, that your kids are involved with the arts?
Because my parents, they supported me as a model when I was growing up, and as well being involved with like I own a model agency, and discovering that some kids are better in arts. So that's how I support my kids in the art industry.
Okay. Well, talking about modeling, so you started as a model.
Yes.
Okay. Which year was this? In the 90s. Okay.
In the 90s.
In Zimbabwe.
In Zimbabwe, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And you say your parents supported you as a model?
Yes, they did. Especially my mother, because my mother used to work for an NGO. So she had a lot of people that she was meeting up with, people who come from different countries. So she appreciated the arts industry. So that's how she supported me. So
okay, so talking about the modeling thing, how's been the journey? You started as a model, then you began to do your own thing. Can you really take us into this journey?
Yes, I started as a model and I was trained by Paxina Kalulu back in the 90s. Wow. Then I was a model myself. I modeled with Lina Zinyama.
Wow.
She's doing great in Europe. I'm not sure which country she is now, but she was once chosen as Face of Africa.
Wow.
So yeah, so that was my achievements, that I would end up maybe being the first princess. I was never crowned a queen though, but I was the first princess, second princess. I remember modeling in 3 or 4 events, Miss Jibanguza, Miss Tanaka, and I auditioned as well for the Face of Africa.
Wow. Okay, so talking about that, how was the modeling scene in Zimbabwe back in those days?
It was never accepted. It was never accepted. Even the struggles that we're still having today are the same as long back, especially from the corporate industry, because we need to work hand in hand with corporates, like what they do in South Africa. Mercedes-Benz, they support modeling through fashion. They do Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. And if you look at Miss South Africa, she's also sponsored with Mercedes-Benz and other big companies, but in Zimbabwe, it's very rare.
Yeah, because I think with a lot of I don't know, is it because of our parents? They are also working for these companies, or what's really going on? But yeah, so tell us what have you started in the modeling in the modeling industry?
Okay, my first pageant was Model Extravaganza, where it was won by Malaika Mshantu when she was still 16.
Okay.
That's when we scouted her and we started training her. Then after that, we started the Miss Curvy, because we were also seeing that we've got slim models, but these slim models are accompanied by curvy models.
Okay.
And when you talk of curvy, we talk of Africa. You see a curvy woman, you see a beautiful woman. So that's when we started Miss Curvy. And I'm happy that we are the ones who started Miss Curvy. If you go even on Google, you write Miss Curvy, it's Zimbabwe which comes up. Then other countries started doing Miss Curvy. So, but because of support, the other countries are even doing it bigger than here in Zimbabwe. So that's the challenge that we have. Then I also started the Zimbabwe Models Awards. We do the Zimbabwe Models Awards to award the models who have done great in the country. It's like saying thank you for the work that you have done. So we started the Zimbabwe Models Awards in 2015, where we awarded models who were crowned in the 1980s.
Wow.
We're talking of the Shirley Chingoka and Angelina Musasiwa as well. You know, they marketed our country very well, but they never got something to say thank you from Zimbabwe. So we decided to do that since we are the leading model agency in Zimbabwe. So we said this is what we need to do. So that's the other big project that we do. We also do Little Miss Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So that we promote models when they're still young. You know, when a parent gives birth to their child, especially if it's a girl, they buy little heels, they buy the princess dresses and a crown, they call that child a model. But when she grows up, they want to try and take away that child from the modeling industry. So we want to support them through and through that modeling is good, modeling is an art, because we don't just look at modeling, we also discover talent in a child. So we do Little Miss Zimbabwe. We also do Battle of the Models. Africa is a new project which is coming up where we want to challenge models to showcase their talents. So it will be a battle. It's like a soccer match. So they are battling for a title. So they are doing it as a team, not just as one person. So that's the other thing that the other pageant that we are introducing. Then we also have Africa Supermodel, where we are encouraging models not to put on Brazilian, but to have their natural hair and be proud with their natural look. So that one, it promotes models with natural hair.
Wow.
Then we also got a license from the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority to host Miss Tourism.
Okay.
That's for 4 provinces.
Wow.
So those are the big, I would say, the big pages that we do, but there is more.
Yeah, because looking into the modeling industry, I mean, I believe art is something that is inside you. You know what I'm saying? I believe art is freedom. Because I myself, as an artist, I mean, when my parents tried to push me in their dream, or maybe the better version of me that they thought, I felt like I was a slave. You know, and you doing these things, I mean, how are you getting the response from the community? How are you getting response from the society? Because I believe some of these kids or children or young adults, when they come to approach you for this, I believe at first it's their own decision. Then the parents get involved. Then some is also with the parents. I mean, how is that going with you?
We've had instances where parents would come to us, maybe shout at us, why are you encouraging my child to be a model? Because they don't understand what modeling is all about. Some of them, we have explained to them what modeling is all about and they've understood. Some of them maybe will just keep on doing it with the child. Then after the child is won, that's when they believe that this is girl empowerment. We've had 2 instances, I won't mention names, but some of them, they won big titles, a car and some money. And they managed to send their children to school. And they ended up coming and saying, thank you for discovering a talent in my child. So I think with most parents, they need to come to us. We do not close doors for them. The door is open for them to come and ask any questions. And if a child gets support from both the parents and from us as well, they do well. They do well. So it's important for the parents to come and ask what their children are doing and what they get involved in. We have people who are in the streets, sometimes who scout for models for other things. So if they allow their children to do that, that's bad. It's because a model is supposed to go through grooming and etiquette lessons. Because when you talk of deportment, we're talking of manners, of behavior of a child. In the modeling industry, it's also very important. When you are crowned Miss Zimbabwe, you're supposed to represent a brand. So you're supposed to have good behavior and manners as well.
Talking about etiquette in deportment,
Mhm.
now I see a lot of IG models.
Yes.
I see a lot of social media models, like I can say.
Mhm.
I mean, could you please explain what you mean by etiquette? What you mean by this by deportment? I mean, it's a language I can understand. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, when you take you through the grooming and deportment, it's
Yeah.
like grooming, it's how you dress,
Okay.
the skin,
Mhm.
the hair,
Yeah.
how you're supposed to look as a model, because image is very important. When I first met you, I can judge you. You know,
Wow.
so if you're a model, your skin is supposed to be perfect.
So can I be a model?
Yes, you can.
Really?
Yes, you can. You can be a model. Then after that, you cannot be beautiful without behavior. So
Oh.
deportment is very important. Things that you're expected to do around people, how you carry yourself. Since when you're maybe chosen as a brand, let's say you want to advertise for Edgar's, they
Yeah.
expect you to have a certain character and a certain behavior. So it's very important. Then that's what we take our models through. Even hygiene as well is very important, because when you go around people, you should smell good, look good, and
Wow.
presentable as well.
Yeah, I think that's also what's lacking, because now, because of technology, anyone can just take pictures
Oh yes.
and anyone can just call themselves a model. Then we don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, but
You know,
now when it
because
comes to character,
yeah,
that's when you can tell that this person is a model.
wow.
Because those models who just take pictures, those are the ones that maybe you see them with nude pictures because they have not gone through deportment and etiquette. Or when you meet them, you will not like them because they don't know how to behave around people. So that's what we usually teach our models.
I remember I met this other model a couple of years ago. Her name was Danai, and she said she was groomed by you. Out of all the models that I've worked with, even when we had to do photo shoots and stuff like that, people just used to say that this girl, she's different. Not saying that I know you or maybe I know the girl, but I'll show a couple of pictures also of this girl, and people can see. But I mean, the way she used to dress,
Okay.
and the way she used to talk, even sit, like I didn't know models they cannot just sit like, you know what I'm saying? They were supposed to sit. So she usually used to sit, and she would do this with the hands.
Yes.
And I hope I'm not being, but you know,
That's ladies like.
yes.
When you are sitting as a lady, you're supposed to close your legs.
Okay.
Then,
Yes, that's how she used to sit.
Yes.
And she always like this.
Yes.
So she came for auditions, and we started asking questions, and we wonder why, like, okay, what's different about this girl and the other girls? And she said, no, I went for grooming with Catwalk.
Oh, yeah.
I said, who's Catwalk? I said, was it Catwalk or what?
Yes,
Yes,
Catwalk,
that's the
yes,
name
that's
I first heard about.
It's
And
my industry name.
yes, and also she used she showed us the walking and everything. Then I just said, okay. I didn't know much because I was so much into photography.
Okay.
So you know, when you're a photographer, people they call you for different jobs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to work with models, it was very easy to work with her.
Okay.
And even how she, how she used to communicate. So I think that's really, really important. That's one of the models that I've worked with.
Mm-hmm.
She was very professional,
Oh, nice.
and we didn't have a lot of issues. Yes, so I think that's actually something people need to know, because a lot of people, they think just being a model you need good pictures.
Just pictures, no. It's not about pictures.
You get
it's about
pictures,
creating your brand.
the photographers they do a retouch, they make you look like an animation, and you're like, woo, I'm a model.
No.
Yeah, so it takes more than the photographer's work.
Yes.
Okay, and you can tell me more about your kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know the young boy is into acting, and I know the girl is also into dancing. And you know, with many parents, like I said, with my parents, they didn't feel it at all.
Oh, yeah.
At the beginning. Till there was actually a show on TV. by a guy called Chuck Gnosis or Chuck
Oh,
Aisha
yeah,
used to do
yeah,
Heart of the
I
Rhythm.
know him, yes. He's
So
a DJ, yeah.
they showed one of our videos when we were dancing at the Harare Hip Hop Night.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the first dance competition.
Okay.
And my dad, those days, ZTV was famous than these days.
Okay.
And my dad was in a club or somewhere, and his friend said, check out your boys on Tizo. And he was like, my boys on TV? And he came home and he asked me, man, do what you want to do with your life, I'll support you.
Amen.
And I remember my neighbors. Some of them, they used to say these guys are crazy because we used to take a carpet, put it in a street. I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up in the hood. Okay. And when you do something people don't understand, they call you crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But these dances, they started in New York in the streets. It's not kids in suburbs that were doing this. It was kids from the ghetto. Yeah. And when I did this in my ghetto, all the parents, they say, hey, they should take their kids to school or something else because, but from there, people started appreciating. Oh, yeah. And I just wanted to ask, with your kids, I mean, are you not feeling the pressure? I mean, I know a lot of girls that have graduated to be doctors, and I know a young boys that are dreaming to be pilots, and you just let these kids be in the industry. How is that for you?
It started with my daughter. She came to me, and academically she was not that gifted. So she was doing cheerleading. Yeah. As a parent, obviously, you would say,
we need to bring this girl on the show. I think she needs to stay. Yeah.
Yeah, but from how I grew up, I ended up supporting her, knowing that she can make a life through what she's doing at school. So she was very good at that. She participated in many competitions and she was winning because she was leading some primary schools, and she ended up training primary schools and earning some money. Wow. Now she's earning money through videos, through training people, especially on body shaping. She trains people on that, and on cheerleading, she works with little children from primary schools. So she actually has contracts from primary schools to train the little ones. So I supported her on that. Then the little brother came up, and
I think that the little brother is in the house. After this conversation, we need to bring him to say something. Yeah.
I didn't know he was talented.
Wow.
So one day we were at home and there was no electricity. Then he started acting cartoons.
Wow.
Doing different voices and whatever. I started crying. I said, wow, you're good. Wow. You're very good. So when Cook-Off did their auditions, I had to take him. And then Thomas Brickle and Joe were really impressed because he was given a script to read. He just read once, twice, 3 times, then he put the book away. And Thomas said, are you ready? He said, I'm ready. Then they started acting his part with Thomas. He was really impressed.
Wow.
Then they took him for that. So even singing, rapping, he's also good in that. Poetry, he's been a poet.
Wow.
He follows Prince EA on YouTube, So I supported them in that, and I'm seeing that they're successful. Cook-Off, he was paid money to buy his own stuff, to even pay his own school fees.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are hoping for better. So I will support them in whatever that they need to do, because talent also comes from here. If you love what you do, then you can do it best if your parent is supporting you. Wow. So yeah, I support them in that.
Well, this is amazing because I know a lot of parents, they struggle with that. They think, once I let my child be in this art industry, are they going to be safe? Are they going to earn a living? Are they going to end up like being marombe, like people say, magitare, or it's been the trend words in our community, and I think this is really, really impressive because coming from the mother supporting, I think that's what every child would want, getting support from parents, and this is really, really, really amazing. So, I mean, Princess, tell us something. I mean, what would you want to say to the parents out there that are struggling with their kids making decisions?
I would want to say support your children in whatever that they're doing. If you can take them to schools that also train your child to be better, please do that, especially in the modeling industry. Let your child go through grooming and deportment. It's really important. It is very important. So, with children who are still growing up, it's very important to start supporting them when they're still young.
Okay, so where can people get you?
I at the moment I don't have an office, but they can call me or they can go on my page, which is Zimbabwe Models Awards or Zimbabwe Models on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. You heard it from mom. She's here. The kids are out there doing some work, and we've seen the world. We've seen the work, and we all saw the work. I mean, it's been the biggest debate in our homes. Like, if I pay for my child fees, they go to college. I mean, they spend so many years in school. Then they work up with the guitar. I mean, playing on some strings, or they start taking photos. They want to be models, or they want to dance a record. I mean. How are you going to handle that? I mean, you've heard that, I mean, people, they are earning a living and a lot was happening. I mean, the world is changing and everything is changing, and we do need support from parents and everyone like that. Yeah, thank you so much, Princess, for coming to the show, for coming to the Streetlight. You know, the whole point about the Streetlight is that we do need leaders in our society, you know, and these leaders need to stand for the next generation, you know, and people, they do need to know where to take their talents to, you know, people, they need hands they can trust, because a lot of people, they want to do these things, but they've never seen anyone who's made it.
Oh yeah.
Because these stories, they are untold. They have never seen parents supporting kids, because most of the times what we see is just the kids. We don't see parents.
Oh yeah.
Like when I saw the little boy on the movie, I mean, someone else was thinking, why would a parent throw a child in a movie in Africa at this age? This is not Hollywood. You know, people, they start saying that. But they think it's Hollywood. It's not Hollywood. You know, he's not gonna get anything. You know, that's the conversation.
Oh yeah.
Once they see a girl dancing, they just say, parents, they don't care about their kids. They're just dancing out there, you know, with boys. That's what everyone else thinks. But thank you so much for coming to the show and putting this to light. I mean, we are gonna be following up on you when you do your events. Do invite us. The Streetlight team would love to come and check what you're doing, and we need to keep on putting this out there so that the world can see what we are doing. Thank you so much.